rare and balanced view on politics in today's world. Based on facts, born of rationality, common sense, and logic, providing context on today's events. This is American Perspective with Rick Thomas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to American Perspective. Tonight, actually, though, the show should be named European Perspective. You know, the other night I told you about the Japanese fans, World Cup fans, going around and cleaning up the stadium, putting us all to shame. Well, here's the thing. We now are starting to get more and more of the fans' perspectives. And by the fans, I'm talking like from the other countries that have come here to America. Some for the very first time. And well, let's just say it's not quite what they thought it was going to be or what they have been told. We'll get more into that here in just a little bit. Plus, I've got a couple of things. Trump went to the G7 and he told them where he sits. I got that for you, as well as a couple of other things with regards to, again, where we are at with the culture war of culture versus religion. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get things kicked off. Tonight is the Outlaw Dogs. Outlaw Dogs is up for the pledge. So if you are of mind, please stand. Remove your hat if you're wearing one, like me. Place your hand over your heart and follow along with Outlaw Dogs as she recites the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And, of course, I thank you, Outlaw Dogs, for that wonderful rendition of the pledge. If you would like to hear your rendition of the pledge played here on the program, all you need to do is record yourself reciting or performing the pledge in your style. Take that audio file, video file, whatever kind of file, and attach it to an email, and then address that email to me. Address it to fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. That's fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. And I will get you into the rotation. I have 24 of these. I'd like to get 26 by the end of 2026. So if you haven't done it yet, please do so. I need 2 more. And if you use your phone to record yourself, you can use the share option. That's the S-H-A-R-E option that will allow you to share it to fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. Alrighty. I cannot forget. Tonight is, of course,
down to business.
That's the nectar of the gods, baby.
That's right. It's Whiskey Wednesday. It's like Taco Tuesday, but for badasses. And tonight, I am drinking out of the Mountaineer. I know, it's been around for quite some time, but this is from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We're going to take a trip, by the way. We're going to take a trip to that area of the country to see a small amount of what goes on a ranch. And yes, that was for the Pet of the Week, but also I'm going to backdate. You're going to double dose of Pet of the Week this week because last week we had technical difficulties and some people didn't see the Pet of the Week from 3 Chevy. So we're going to do that. We're going to do both tonight. So Hang on to your hats, folks. This is going to be a big episode. All right. And yes, I actually, Bonnie, I want to meet up with everybody. He says, you have to meet up with Coco. I actually have to meet up with everybody. I would love to do that. You know, realistically, what needs to happen here is you guys need to help me grow my audience so that some sponsors can come here and start sponsoring the show and funding things like Whiskey on the Road or American Perspective on the Road, where I go around and again, this is like one of my things. I want to go around and like visit all kinds of American historical sites and do shows from those locations. But I can't do that if I can't fund it. Anyway, there you go. I think it would be classic. I think it would be awesome. I would have a lot of fun doing it. Don't know how good it would be, but it would have been perfect for the 250th anniversary of the country, but that's okay. We didn't make it. No big deal. All righty. Let's see. Oh, yes. I forgot. You got me off track. That's okay. Drinking the whiskey out of the True Grit Roots Network glass. That's right. There it is, with the requisite stones in the bottom. There they are. Yep. Gotta have stones to drink with whiskey. So here we go. First sip. Of the night. And there it is. Oh, goodness. I didn't even get all my chats up. I only have Rumble and YouTube up right now. But anyway. So I apologize. If you're over on Facebook or X, I'm not going to be able to see anything. Because that would take me a minute to log into Facebook. Because Facebook has all kinds of like security measures, and it takes me a couple of minutes to work through those to get them all going. So if you're over on Facebook and X, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to see your chats. Because as some of my Whiskey Warriors found out, man, I was scrambling here. I was scrambling to get everything put together. Anyway, all right. That's enough of that. Let's go ahead on to our headline sponsor, which, of course, tonight is none other than True Grit Roots Network. Head on over to the website, tgrn.net. That's tgrn.net, where you can listen to both of our signature channels, Walter Trout Blues Rock Radio or Dallas Moore Outlaw Radio. You can listen to both of them, hopefully not at the same time, but both of them right through your browser. All you have to do is press those play buttons on the little widgets that you see on your screen right now. Or even better yet, download both of the apps. That's right. You can download them from the App Store or Google Play and download them and then pick one, whatever your mood strikes you. You know, pick one. And listen to it. By the way, too, just in case nobody missed it, okay, there are a couple of Walter Trout Blues Rock Radio shows that have done a crossover to Dallas Moore Outlaw Radio on Sundays. So you can listen to Blues with a Feeling from our friend down under named Sean Bindley. And you can listen to Blues Therapy Radio on Sundays. They air 2 times on Sunday. I believe Blues Therapy Radio is 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and Sean Bindley is 10 a.m., 10 p.m. On, and that's, by the way, that's Central Time, Central America time. But anyway, you can go and listen to those guys over on Dallas Moore Outlaw Radio, as well as their own show slots and show times on Walter Trout Blues Rock Radio. But once you listen to us, you'll never go anywhere else, I promise. Sort of. Anyway, you can show your support for TGRN, Walter Trout Blues Rock Radio, or Dallas Moore Outlaw Radio by heading to our shop. There's a icon or a spot in our header menu at the top of the page where you can click on the word shop, and that'll take you to the shop.tgrn.net store where you can pick up our swag that has the TGRN logo, the Walter Trout Blues Rock Radio logo, as well as the Dallas Moore Outlaw Radio logo on t-shirts, hoodies, and caps. You can pick 1, 2, 3, pick them all. Take every single one so you can show off your love for TGRN and our 2 signature channels. Head on over to shop.tgrn.net or just go straight to tgrn.net and listen to us today. And we do appreciate it. Appreciate all of your support. TGRN.net, that stands for True Grit Roots Network, based out of Austin, Texas. All right. Well. Trump headed off to the G7. And it's kind of interesting. They actually, Sky News, and I don't have the clip, but Sky News had a body language expert look at the greetings, you know, where all of the leaders get together in the room before they sit down and start talking shop. But they all kind of joined in. They come in and they greet each other and everything else. And one of the things that this body language guy was saying, that, well, he says, all you have to do is watch the European leaders in terms of what's going on body language-wise. And let's just say Trump is back in charge. So I don't know if anybody saw it, but Trump was in the room, and what happened was the European leaders kind of lined up, and you know, the body language expert was saying, oh yeah, they all lined up as though they were children going to get a autograph. Wouldn't that be interesting? Please, Mr. Trump, can we get an autograph? Mr. Trump, please, can we get an autograph? Yeah, even like Keir Starmer and some of the others, that's who kind of started it. And anyway, you'll notice, too, the body language expert was also saying, yeah, you know, he came in, he was strong. They showed a picture, you know how they go, they showed him a video also of how they go and they get together for the whole G7 summit photo. And he's like, yes, all you have to do is look at Trump. Trump stands in the middle. And, of course, just because of his physical height, that's something, too. He's like, but Trump stood in the middle and, you know, gave everybody a smile. He goes, but what happens afterward is what's amazing, because Trump basically took like 2 steps off of the spot and then turned, looked directly into the cameras that were there and gave his signature thumbs up, while all of the other leaders started milling about and everything like they were just ignoring the cameras. The body language expert was basically saying, oh, yes, you can tell this man is in charge. Yeah. Well, if his body language wasn't enough, Trump basically told them he was in charge. Oh, take a look at this. Oh, I think this is the right clip. Anyway, if it's not, I apologize, but here.
Hello, I'm the boss. How are you?
Oh, I don't know if you get, for those of you who are on the audio portion of the program here, let me back this up a little bit so you can hopefully hear it. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit too. and maybe you'll be able to hear it. But Trump gets up. He's being led by, I don't know, somebody. I have no idea who this person is, this young lady. She's got a little earpiece in, so I'm sure she's there for, you know, translation purposes or whatever. But take a look at this again. If it'll come back up. Now that I've messed with it, it's going to get cranky. Happens all the time. It's cranky. Why are you cranky, little one? Anyway, well, I'm going to move on. So, anyway, so what happened? So he gets up from the table. He's walking. Now, keep in mind, the table is round, but there's an area where there are seats that are empty that are obviously, quote, the head of the table. And, yeah, so you'll see. Let me see if I can get it to. Nope, I can't even get it to do that. All right. Anyway, you'll see he goes to the head of the, or by the head of the table, and he stops for a second, and he turns, and he says to the entire group, and he gives a little bit of a grin at the same time. I'm sure he was thinking, oh, I'm just joking with these idiots. But anyway, he looks and he says, I'm the boss. And everybody laughed. Now, that's just Trump being Trump. That's just Trump being Trump. Even French President Emmanuel Macron cracked a smile before getting the session underway. So there you go. Yeah. Trump owns the room. He knows how to enter a room. He knows how to command the presence of any room. He just knows. He just knows. And by the way, he entered late. That's nothing unusual for Trump. But he entered late and made his way toward the table. So anyway, that's why that came about. So yeah. Trump just reminding everybody, all the world leaders, that he is back. Well, let's shift gears here and come back from the G7 and let's go to the American and the North America sporting event known as the World Cup. Now, I've told you guys I am a soccer fan. I am. Now, they don't call it soccer anywhere else in the country other than here and I believe in England, where the terminology, actually soccer, the word soccer actually came from, in terms of where what they started calling the game. But everywhere else in the world, it's known as football. Okay. And let me just put it this way. I kind of pointed out a couple of nights ago, I pointed out Freddie as the German individual, okay? German individual who is running around posting on X about his Waffle House experience at 1 a.m., ordering a hash brown bowl, giving it a perfect score. Yeah. Well, you remember that? 7 million people have seen that post. He's amassed more than 400,000 followers by driving across the American South and reacting to what he found. In fact, there is one image that he posted where somebody who was following him, oh yeah, apparently my Australian contingent, Becky, is saying that some of us call it soccer. Okay. Anyway, he was driving into Louisiana, and at the Louisiana state line, there was a German flag, and there was a, I don't know, like saying or something underneath, some sort of sign underneath that said, "Welcome, Freddie." Oh, yeah. Now, I just want to point out that the European tourists that are coming here, that have been here, oh my gosh, they are all having a blast. They are having a blast. I'm telling you, and they're posting it all over social media. They're posting it for the world to see. Okay? For an example, there was a Swedish visitor named Elsa. No comments about Frozen, the Frozen movie here. But anyway, Swedish visitor named Elsa, one of her videos went viral because she was marveling at the sight of ranch dressing and the simple sight of a yellow school bus. There was another Scottish fan named Sean who documented being welcomed into a Texas barbecue and put American mac and cheese near the top of his all-time foods list. Another German fan watched a military flyover. Now that you and I know, I mean, here in America, we know that when we go to a sporting event, we sometimes get a military flyover. In fact, most of the time, whenever the event is televised, we get a military flyover. It's just become part of our nature. It becomes part of us. And there was a German fan who had never, ever experienced that. And he admitted, by the way, that the European mind can't comprehend what that was. Now, granted, that military flyover was by bombers. I don't know if they were B-2s, but they were larger planes. They weren't the typical, fighter jets or anything like that. But guys, you need to understand. Even my own fans, I'm going to even put this out to the Whiskey Warrior P1s. You need to understand that there is so much here in America that we just automatically take for granted. That a lot of these fans have never experienced America before. And there was one guy who was being interviewed by, I can't think of his name. Anyway, he was being interviewed, and he was a German fan, and he's like, a Germany fan, and he's like, you guys don't seem to get it. We in Europe are being told how evil and how horrible and how, nasty the American people are, and how, we're characterized as always carrying guns and being violent and everything else. And they're coming over here to America for the first time. And they're seeing all of this wonderful stuff. Like these people, they're driving through places like Tennessee, Florida, some other places in the South. They're documenting their experience here in America. They're documenting it and they're putting it out there. Talk about the best word of mouth advertising for America. I've heard about fans who have walked into Buc-ee's, as an example, which, by the way, if you've never been to a Buc-ee's, I got to tell you, it is an experience. I mean, it is literally a gas station that is a everything station. And I mean, I experienced Buc-ee's in Texas, and wow, Buc-ee's is like, I've got a sign. We actually have a sign that my business partner in True Grit, because it actually has, Buc-ee's has a sign that has the logo, the head, the bull head. It's obviously a bull skull, but a bull head, and it says "Grit happens." And I saw that, and oh wow, I was like, "Hey man, I want to get one of those." Well, he blessed me. He blessed me with that by driving it all the way up here. He had to come up here for something else, and he brought it with him. He bought me one and brought it with him. I have it hanging in the other room. And Buc-ee's brisket sandwiches, mouth is watering already. I'm telling you. But you know what? All of this, this is stuff that we go through every single day. And we take a look at this stuff. We sit here and we're just like, wow. We don't seem to understand that every single thing that we are talking about, every single thing that we deal with, that we see every single day, is all about the American prosperity. The American prosperity. The stuff that the left sits there and disparages and keeps talking about. All of these things that the left hates. These Europeans are coming here and they are seeing for the first time, wow, this is what American exceptionalism, what the capitalist system, free market economy, anything goes opportunity in America can produce. I mean, here's some of the things, by the way, that are being posted. There's a mountain to beach road trip. We would probably just drive it and go, well, yeah, that's cool. I mean, maybe if we don't live in the area, we might be a little, oh, that's cool. Fountain drinks. Yeah, we sit here and we buy a fountain drink that's a 32 ounce or a 48 ounce or a 64 ounce, whatever. We think nothing of it. They don't have that over there. Fountain drinks. Something, the basic thing, basic stuff. There's a Wendy's. There was one that posted about a Wendy's menu that had more options than some of the European grocery stores even have. The real thing, they are coming here and they are seeing all of this for the first time. And they're sitting here like, oh my gosh. And this is not the America that they've seen in the movies or that they've seen disparaged by their governments and their news media outlets and everything else. They're sitting here and they're like, oh, this is all things that are being experienced by the Europeans, in some cases for the very first time. And many of it is due to America's economic freedom. That the free market rewards entrepreneurs who serve customers better than the next guys. Where do you think Buc-ee's came from? No central planner mandated 120 gas pumps, fresh-made brisket, or home goods section full of affordable, tchotchkes, I guess. Buc-ee's wasn't designed by government. Buc-ee's was designed by somebody who was an enterprising individual who basically said, hey, you know what? Let's make gas stations even better. And they turned them into literally an everything market. I mean, you can buy just about anything there. There's glassware. There's food. You can go in there. It's like a small market store, but it's not small. At least the one that I went into was almost the size of a regular market. Oh my gosh. That wasn't created by government. That wasn't created by the socialist idea. No, that was an enterprising individual who said, you know what? We're going to make things better. We're going to make things bigger. And not only that, but one of the famous things about Buc-ee's is how clean their freaking bathrooms are. Hundreds of thousands of people flowing through these places every single day, and yet they have an attendant who literally is in the bathroom, attending the bathroom and making sure that everything is completely clean. And how quickly they get in, they clean the thing, they get back out, and it's just I know I'm kind of going off on the bathrooms, but I'm telling you, you ever walk into a grocery store or walk into a gas station, half the time the bathrooms are like barely even maintained. It's amazing. See, the problem that a lot of people don't seem to understand is that when you go to Europe, and trust me, I've been to Europe, I've been to England, I've been to Italy, I've been to Germany, I've been through Amsterdam. All over the place. The size is amazing. The size differential. Here's an example. I went to Italy, okay? The bathroom in Italy and part of this doesn't really have anything to do necessarily with, the Europeans not being able to improve upon things, but I can point out to you this. A lot of their structures are so small because of the old infrastructure and the tradition of keeping as much of the existing structures historical value together is a big deal. But yeah, I mean, I was standing up, and I'm not a tall guy. I'm not. I'm 5'9", 5'9.5", 5'10" on a good day, if I'm, depending upon which convenience store I'm actually leaving. And I'm standing in a shower, and the shower is barely large or barely big enough for me to like turn around. And I'm not even talking about like turning around on a normal basis. I'm saying keeping my arms and elbows inside the carpet and squeezing myself around the corner and, that kind of thing. Now, that's nothing against them, but that's what they're used to every single day. And they come here, and you walk into a bathroom stall that's been built specifically for a person in a wheelchair, for an example. I mean, it's amazing to these people. See, and the problem that Americans have is we seem to think that the rest of the world is just like us. We go into the rest of the world and we're like, oh, yeah, everybody has the same values. Everybody has the same thought processes. Everybody has freedom of speech. Everybody has the ability to protest. No, they don't. And the sad part about it is, even if you tell them that, even if you tell an American, hey, look, if you head over to, say, Asia, don't tip. See, that's something that we take for granted here, is tipping. We go ahead and do it because it's just a natural part of our culture. If you go to try and tip somebody in Asia, they will get pissed. And they will hand it back to you because that is an insult to them. And yet here in America, we think, oh, that custom's across the board. And that's not the case. See, here's the thing, is that even, and I've said this a lot, where even the average person living in America's poorest state has a higher income and greater purchasing power than most of the average European Union residents do. See, our abundance is not necessarily a byproduct of a gluttonous culture, but it is a byproduct of our ability to create products and services that are costing less all the time. See, abundance by itself is the byproduct of human innovation. And it's made possible only when the government actually gets out of the way. See, America and all of its wonders and everything that we have right here, I'm just telling you right now. And all of these wonderful things that we've got are the culmination of 250 years of our existence. Yeah. And by the way, the Europeans have also found out that all, maybe not all, but many Americans are actually freaking friendly. Yes. Yes. Europeans have been reporting on things like, well, go down and try this diner. Oh, hey, go and take a look at this natural attraction to go and check out like the overlook or whatever. Oh, by the way, here's something really fun that's happening today that you might want to experience. Even to the point of offering to, hey, we're having a backyard barbecue. Come on down. Yeah. So here's an example of that. So Freddie stumbled onto a German-themed town called Helen in Georgia. And when he stumbled upon that town, another X account went ahead and said, hey, go up the Blue Ridge Highway or Blue Ridge Parkway and go to a place called Little Switzerland, North Carolina. Or better yet, carve out a stop in New Orleans when he was going through Tennessee and heading down toward the Florida Panhandle and then on towards his final destination of Houston. See, this is what America should be about. This is what America should be about. And you want to know what else? It's reflected. Because here are some examples of some of the fun that these fans have been having. This is a video of the Norway fans who were heading up an escalator at Boston's South Station the other morning. Check this out. For those of you on the audio portion of the program, let me describe what you just heard. That was a group of Norway fans who were riding up an escalator, and they were mimicking a a rowing contest or a rowing thing. Yeah. I tell you, this is in here. Here it is from the other side. They all got down and they started rowing. Oh, folks, this is the kind of stuff that we should be celebrating. This is the kind of stuff that we should be having a lot of fun with. Now, let me explain something to you. It's not just Europeans, too. I mean, it's people from all over the world that have come here. And let me just tell you, this Japanese fan, man, he was a little excited about being here in America. Take a listen.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, how you feeling?
My name is.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Hirochika Nakakuki.
Oh, wow.
It's live?
Okay.
It's
yes,
live?
Yes, it's live, baby.
Yeah.
Yes. How
Yeah.
excited are you?
Yeah.
You were so excited, right? Japan, right?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I cannot speak English, but
Okay.
I'm excited.
I love it! Yeah, baby! Let's go!
Japan.
Japan, baby! Look, it's lit.
Look,
It's lit.
look.
Okay, what are we looking at? Oh my gosh, can you tell me what this is? We're looking at his back.
Japanese. Toyama. Toyama. Okay? Toyama's message. いっぱい集めてる. Yes, collection.
Amen.
Message collections.
Okay.
Toyama's message collections.
I love it.
Okay?
I love the energy.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much for talking to us.
Yeah.
You got any predictions? You got a score?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Japan?
Yeah.
What is the score? The score. What do you
Yeah.
think? 1-0? 1-0?
2-0.
Oh.
Win Japan.
Love
Yeah.
your energy, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, let's go.
Oh, here we go. Now some more fans are getting in on it.
Thank you so much for talking to me, you guys. Yes, thank you. Can you teach me something? Can you teach me a word?
Yeah. Oh.
Can you teach me good luck?
Good luck.
Yes.
Good luck. Yeah.
In Japanese.
Yeah. Japanese.
How do you say it?
Yeah.
Good luck. Or how?
Good luck. Okay. Japanese. Okay.
How do
Okay.
you-
頑張れ日本 and いつもいっちゃん
I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway. He's all excited about being here. Holy smokes. Well, you know, now keep in mind, I mean, I don't know how far Japan is actually going to make it in the tournament, but hey, you know, anything can happen. Here's some more. Here, again, I showed you the Japanese fans cleaning up the stadium. I'm not gonna show all that, but this was pretty cool. The Scottish literally took over Foxborough Stadium. Here's a song that they sing called Loch Lomond in Foxborough. These are thousands of Scotland fans that are singing in that stadium. Now here's an image of the Tartan Army, which is the mascots, I think, of the Scotland team. Here they are, they're marching to Fenway Stadium. These people, I'm telling you, they're coming here and they're having a blast. Just a blast of a time. Now, here's another part. They're in Fenway Park again, but this is what the fans do, what the Scottish fans do. They're singing. They're singing. Shirts are off. They're clapping. They got, you know, the Scottish tartans on. They got all their kilts. They're just having a blast. They're here having a lot of fun. And you know what's even better? What's even better is when they start dancing at the same time. They're singing Boogie Woogie. Something along that. I can boogie woogie. Oh, they're having a blast. And by the way, that last one was transmitted on BBC's account. They're sending this overseas right now. And here's a Boston police officer who apparently, sort of surprised the Scottish fans because of his skill in soccer. Oh, for those of you in the audio portion of the program, this was a uniformed Boston police officer who was juggling in front of the fans. You know what's even better? What's even better, though, is that when the visiting teams honor us by recognizing our national anthem. Folks, I don't know. I just got chills. Woo, you can't. I got goosebumps. The Scots are in a bar, and they are all singing our national anthem. Not theirs, ours. Word for word. They know it. Folks, this is the example. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. As far as I'm concerned, they're better Americans than even Americans are, at least those of the leftist Democrat Party. Seriously, could any one of us go over to Scotland and sing any of their Scottish songs? No, not a single one. By the way, apparently reports are saying that they actually drank Boston Dry of beer. Oh, they apparently drank Boston, the entire city, out of beer. I don't know about that, but that's that's the report. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Boston bars ran out of beer as Scotland fans descend on the city for the World Cup. That was after their Scotland's 1-0 win, 1-0. I should use correct soccer terms. 1-0 win over over Haiti last Saturday. And this was at the Sam Adams Boston Tap Room. They ran out of Boston Lager. Yeah. They drank 4 times as much Boston Lager as normal over a 4-day stretch. So, there you go. At the Hennessy Bar, Noel Summers, who is the chief operating officer, said, "We've been here for over 30 years, and we've never seen anything like it. We tripled St. Patrick's Day." Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I just want to let you know, not only are in particular, the Scottish fans, the Scotland fans, not only are they generous in drinking beer. But apparently, according to Front Office Sports, Scottish fans donated nearly $30,000 to charities in Providence as a thank you for welcoming them to their World Cup matches. $10,000 went to a children's hospital cancer unit. Another $10,000 went to a charity that does soccer for underprivileged kids. And another $6,500 got sent to help kids learn how to play the bagpipes. See, this is what I'm telling you. The Europeans coming over here to America and seeing what America is all about. You know what? I'll take these Europeans over any leftist any day. And in fact, I invite all of the leftists who may happen to watch this show, if you really hate America that much, get out. Just go. Go away. Just go away. We're done. We're tired of you. I'll take any one of these Scottish fans who are singing our national anthem in one of our bars any day of the week over you, because you can't even stand for the national anthem. See, and I'm going to be open here. America, I'm a veteran. I stand for the flag. I salute the flag, not because am disrespecting it. I do it because not only, one, did I earn the right, but two, the right for me to do so was earned by all of the hundreds of thousands who have died for that right. See, I think the left has forgotten what patriotism is all about. And in fact, J.D. Vance gave Jessica Tarlov, of the five, a lesson in patriotism. Yeah. So here, let's just take a listen to that interaction.
What do you make, and some of it is obviously partisan, that, when your party's out of power, you have, less pride in the country. But what do you make of this huge drop-off?
So Jessica, I don't think that's right. Why does that need to be true, that if your party's out of power, you should have less pride in your country? Like, I guarantee that when Barack Obama was president or Joe Biden was pretending to be president, that you had Republicans who still said they're proud of America. They're proud of our military. They're proud of the great people of our country. They're proud of our natural beauty. Like it says, I think 29% of Americans or of Democrats are proud of their country. I assume that includes you, even though you disagree with the president administration. So what seems to me so bizarre about this is that we've allowed a culture to develop where people feel like the country is the country's politics. And I think it's actually connected to the violent rhetoric, where if you disagree with somebody, you can justify killing them. It's really, really a bad thing. I wish Democrats, all of them, were proud of our country. We should be proud of our country.
J.D. Vance is not wrong there. I'm just telling you. See, this is part of the problem. Now, granted, they were talking about a poll that was discussing that only 29% of Democrats are very proud to be Americans. Well, I told you about the poll where a plurality of them would rather live somewhere else other than America. So, there you go. This was an NBC News survey that was released on Sunday, confirmed exactly what kind of partisan rot, yeah, I'm going to call it, that he was describing. So just 56% of Americans overall say they are extremely or very proud to be American. Yeah. The split by the party, by the way, 90% of Republicans say that they're proud of their country, and only 29% of Democrats do. Age makes it even worse. 3/4 of Americans 65 and older feel proud of their country, but that number collapses to just 36% among adults 18 to 34. See, Democrats are viewed as that their party cares more about hating Trump than actually building anything. And that is true. That is true. See, I can tell you that no matter what, when Joe Biden was in charge, he was the president. He wasn't my president. When Barack Obama was in charge, he was the president, but he wasn't my president. But I can tell you, regardless of whether Barack Obama or Joe Biden or Donald Trump or Ronald Reagan or anything else, I am very proud and I feel very privileged to have been born American. I'm American. And I will never shy away from that. I proudly served this country for 4 years. My reasons were my own, but I served. I am American. And that's all there is to it. And yet, for some damn reason, the leftists in particular seem to think that your political party decides whether or not you actually are part of America and you love America or you hate America. You ask any leftist, they go driving by my display of flags, I guarantee you, and trust me, I live in a land, in an area where there are a lot of leftists. I guarantee you, when they go driving by, I'll be honest with you, there's some mornings I go out there and I go to put up my flags or go to pull them down. I fully expect to have a bottle or something thrown at me. I've been flipped off. I mean, I had some old lady flip me off as I was putting them up. But that's not my political party. That's just me being a veteran. That's just me being proud of my country. That's just me wanting to demonstrate pride and express how much I am appreciative and how much I love this country. It doesn't have anything to do with my political party. I don't even have a political party. If I were to have a political party, I mean, I'm not even registered as a one party or another. I'm not even registered as an independent. But if I had a political party, believe me, it would be more of a strict constitutionalist kind of party. But anyway, see, this is where America's 250th anniversary should be pulling out the pride in all Americans. America's 250th anniversary, we should be celebrating all of the things that this country has done, the greatest country on this planet. We, just by our very existence, we have elevated the rest of the world. We have made the rest of the world better, at least the rest of the Western world. See, this is just crazy. And when you watch the Americans, or, well, the Democrats, okay, doing things like, clapping for the United States men's hockey team that won the gold medal. Do you remember this? I do. I remember this. This is horrible. There they are, the men's hockey team in the first State of the Union. The Democrats refused to stand. Why can you not be proud of our athletes? Why can you not be proud of those people? Many Democrats wouldn't even stand for a Medal of Honor winner. Why would you not be happy or proud of our heroes? Why would you not be proud of the heroism? You may not like the fact that they are doing, some mission that you may not agree with, but why would you not be proud? Why would you not be proud over that? I mean, yeah, I get so frustrated with this. And it turns out that leftists not only hate America, but they also hate those of us who actually love America. And believe me, I get this hate all the time. I see it all the time on social media. I get it all the time. The minute that I say something positive about America or the president, or say something truthful and negative about the Democrat Party, I'll get people who come out of the woodwork who call me a pedophile, a rapist, pedophile lover, racist, all kinds of things. See, liberals, leftists are running around equating things like the UFC and porn with lynching. Now, I don't agree with the porn part, but come on, UFC? Give me a break. I mean, seriously. They're not moderate. They don't reflect on what they're doing. They double down on this elitist snob, snobbish mentality. The elitist nonsense of the idea that, hey, I know what's better for you than even you do. Here's an example. New York Times columnist Michelle Goldberg. She responded to Mark Thiessen, who praised the UFC event on the South Lawn as Trump opening the doors to regular Americans. And Michelle Goldberg responded by sneering that if you're okay with that, you're an elitist snob in reverse. And then she went and said, like Ultimate Fighting, porn is extremely popular, but somehow doubt Thiessen could defend a Democratic president who invited a bunch of OnlyFans creators to the Oval Office while he was losing a war. Well, first of all, there was a president who actually invited a whole bunch of questionable individuals. I played that video last night? Anyway, in recent episodes. Yeah. On Jim Acosta's show, historian Heather Cox Richardson. She apparently treats every Republican breath as a constitutional crisis, according to the writer here in this Daily Wire piece that I'm reading from. But she actually said this with a straight face. She said, quote, "It's not really a stretch to say that the same impulse that created the UFC fight on the White House lawn is the same impulse that really pushed lynching in the late 19th century. Yeah. A little history lesson, sweetheart. Lynching was done by Democrats. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that it's a false equivalence, but whatever. Motocross. Oh, they hated the idea of the motocross doing, I don't know, the American flag or something. I didn't even see it. I didn't see it, but seriously, these people despise Americans. They hate American-loving Americans. They don't care whether you are just an average, ordinary, everyday American trying to make your own bones in this world. They don't care about that. You hold up a flag, or God forbid you wear one like I'm doing right now, or, well, technically it's a representation of one. Sorry, I have to get that straight. Because legally, you're not allowed to wear the American flag as clothing. Check it out, Title IV. Anyway, you're sitting here and you're claiming, okay, that just because somebody loves America, regardless of their thoughts on politics or the world status or anything else, that you automatically hate us. Yeah. You automatically hate us. Now, they're not my kind of things, but, you know, a lot of people like motocross. A lot of people like monster truck rallies. A lot of people like going to NASCAR events. It's loud, it's noisy, it's stinky, they enjoy it. Hey, whatever. That's what America's all about. Is for you to be able to enjoy those kinds of things. And even though I may sit here and complain about ticket sales at sporting events or music events or whatever, you know, the thing and the cost and price of tickets is just astronomical these days. And what they're paying these people, I might have opinions and comments on all of this stuff, but let's be real, folks. The only reason that money is being able to be taken down like that, and the only reason that we're able to build the stadiums that we build, I mean, think about this, okay? And this was brought up by one of the announcers on the World Cup. They were talking about the World Cup games and everything else. You go over to Europe, and I'm telling you, you go over to Europe, most of the biggest stadiums that are over there seat less than 20,000. Okay? And most of these countries that host the World Cup, they have to like build these fantastic stadiums. They have to go through and build the hotels and the infrastructure in order to be able to handle the capacity crowds that are coming from all over the world to come enjoy this event, this worldwide event. And I'm sorry, NFL lovers, when you say you're the world champions in NFL, no, you're not. You don't play a single foreign team anywhere. You can say you're world champions, but the only reason why you're world champions is because of the plain and simple fact that there's no other leagues in the world. Same thing goes for the NBA, but I digress. The World Cup is almost every single country plays soccer. The World Cup. Granted, they have to qualify, but I mean, you've got countries like Spain going up against Costa Verde? And tying. For those of you who are not a soccer fan, Spain is the favorite to win the World Cup this year. Yeah. And yet here we are. And we're talking about all of this stuff. I'm going to suggest something to those of you who have broken faith with loving America. Okay? Take a few minutes. I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be hard. But you love Europeans so much. You love the European countries and the culture and everything else. You want us to become European socialists. You keep looking toward the Europeans as the models of where America should go. Why don't you take a few minutes? And of course, I'm talking about the haters, but you know what? My Whiskey Warrior P1s can do the exact same thing. Go over some of the social media accounts of these people, these fans that are coming here, that are hanging out, that are doing things here in America, experiencing America from the very get-go with, dare I say, virgin eyes. Take a look through their perspective of what America looks like. Take a look through their perspective on how fantastic this country, that by the grace of God you were born in, and look at it with a fresh set of eyes. And maybe, just maybe, if there is a spark of patriotism and a love for country anywhere in your cold, rotten, solid hearts, you might actually just be able to fan the flame just a little bit to wake up the fact that you are in the greatest country this planet has ever seen. Ever. Ever. In all of history. This is the greatest country, and you were lucky enough by the grace of God to have your genetic material combined by your male and female parent to be able to be an American. All right, well, we're going to shift gears here. I don't know if anybody has heard about this yet, but this is ridiculous. This is totally, utterly ridiculous. Major League Baseball. Now, you know, one thing that everybody talks about baseball is that baseball is America's pastime. I really personally, I don't follow baseball that much, but did you hear about this? Apparently, Major League Baseball is pissed off that 3 San Francisco Giants pitchers who dared to write Bible verses on their Pride Night caps, and they've now threatened them with a fine because of that action. Because according to Rule 3.03 of the official Major League Baseball rulebook, a non-conforming player can be banned from participating in the game. Now, here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. I am going to tell you right now, and this is the way it should be. Okay? Not the way it is, but the way it should be. If you're a business, don't get involved in politics or social issues. End of story. If you're an athletic team, don't get involved in politics and social issues. Period. Because here's what I'm going to say. If you did not have the LGBTQ plus minus divided by signed ampersand caret whatever night, Pride Night, they wouldn't have written the biblical messages on their caps. See, here's my viewpoint. If you're a business, stay out of it. Do one thing and one thing only. Your business. You don't need to be supporting LGBTQ, DEI, any of this other bullcrap. Treat everybody fairly. Treat everybody the same. Focus on merit-based, raises and employment and advancement and everything else. Make it 100% clear. You don't care about Black History Month or, any of these other ones. Juneteenth is coming up on Friday. You don't care about any of that. The only exception that I have for that rule is literally taking care of things like honoring our veterans and honoring, the troops, the military. You can honor first responders. You can honor things, those kinds of things. You can do that because that's showing appreciation for people who have given their lives and their many other things to all of this. But everything else, man, just leave it alone. Ignore it. Celebrate on the 4th of July. Celebrate on our national holidays. Celebrate all of that. But don't celebrate any other social issues or any other constructs or anything else. You don't need any of that. You don't need any of that. And when you have people like, what was his name? I can see his afro covered hair from San Francisco, But he was sitting there and he's like kneeling for the anthem. Again, in the NFL, I'm just pointing out, hey, if you're going to kneel for the anthem, just move them out. Just don't even have the team go on to the field. And there you go. I'm just sitting here and I'm just saying that you want to avoid these kinds of controversies and everything else. Just avoid the situation altogether. Believe me. If these fans are paying money to show up at your games, they're going to pay money to show up at your games regardless of if you have a Pride Night or a Black History Night or a Asian History Night or a, whatever other kinds of nights. Just play the damn game. And this is ridiculous. Now, the thing about it is that we're in America. You start giving these people, a foothold. And this is what happens. Because you seem to misunderstand the idea of essentially the word equality. If America is supposed to be religious agnostic, then we should also be LGBTQ agnostic. We should also be race agnostic, which I seem to recall the Constitution having that as essentially the main tenet. You want to sit here and talk about how we need to have freedom of religion. Okay, great. You can have freedom of religion. You can have freedom of speech. You just can't have it when you're wearing somebody else's uniform. So stop having these things. Take a stand. Quit talking about that stuff. The NFL had their end zones made up, end racism. Okay, great. That's your message. Woohoo! Except there's only one problem. Racism isn't here. Do you honestly believe that people are, coming to a football game or basketball game or some type of entertainment in order to be, preached to? Or have to look at some message like that when there isn't any? We already know this. And what's even worse is the fact that now what you've done is you've actually broken the Constitution by now going after these people who have counteracted your action and so on and so forth. And it just sits there and it snowballs. It snowballs. Well, the good news is for some of these players, Rob Schneider, great American. Rob Schneider has vowed to pay the fines for the Major League Baseball players who wrote those biblical scriptures on their uniform. He's basically said, hey, I'm going to put some money up. I'm going to pay for any of those fines. And he's blasting Major League Baseball as anti-Christian, which by all intents and purposes, they are. He never should have done this. But he posted this on X after Sports Illustrated did their thing. He posted this on X. He's like, I will pay the fines for any MLB Christian player who wears a Bible verse on their uniform. So there you go. He's stepping up. All right. This is ridiculous. This kind of stuff is ridiculous. You really need to, seriously, leftists, you need to go out and touch grass. You need to realize that America is a great nation. It is a fantastic nation. And it's because of its Judeo-Christian roots as to why it is so great. Period. Full stop. Alrighty, folks, let's get on to the most favorite time of the night and the show. Let's see, where am I at? Oh, yes. Let's get on to tonight's Pet of the Week. Alrighty, and as I said, because I missed out or we had that technical difficulty last time, we are going to bring back, as you get a twofer for tonight. First of all, we'll revamp last week's Pet of the Week, since everybody seemed to miss it. That had everything to do with 3 Chevy and his fish delivery. So he says, hey, Whiskey, I thought you might like to see how fish arrive through the mail. So excuse me for just a second while I get rid of that and I bring up this. There it is. He says, these 3 to 4 inch koi came from the company I usually buy from, but because they are usually not open to the public except by appointment, and for personal reasons, I can't go there at this moment, I had them shipped. He says they come UPS rapid delivery. They were picked up Wednesday evening and delivered, they were picked up Wednesday. No, that's right. They were picked up Wednesday evening and they were delivered around 10 a.m. Thursday. Says, as you imagine, this is pretty traumatic for the fish. Not dramatic, but traumatic. So I expect to lose a few, but we'll see what happens. And he says, thank you for all the hard work you do in putting a show together. So here is the images. So there's the fish in the box. There they are in a bag in the box. Who knew you could have rapid shipping? Now, hey, this is a perfect example. This right here is a perfect example of the benefits of living in a country where this kind of thing can be created and done. I mean, think about this for a second. You can order fish and have them delivered next day. Anyway, I digress. So here we go. They're in a bag. And so there they are. He's opening them up in some sort of a bucket, obviously to keep them in there. And he also has a video that goes along with this. Let's see if I can get the video up here. I hope this works. The right connection. I need this. No, that didn't work. I didn't think that would work. I thought it would, but it didn't. Give me just a second. I gotta find it here. Where is it in this list? Okay, this is. I'm struggling technologically. Anyway, give me just a second here. Just gotta make sure this is. Maybe it'll work now. Let's see. Give it a shot. Nope. Still not working. Nope. Hang on. Nope. That's not it. know why this does this occasionally, but I can't get it to up. Oh, let me see. There it is. All right. Let's see. Is there something else? Go back. Try this again. That's weird. That is very weird. Something is... Oh, goodness. Wow. I don't know what happened there. Hang on. Let's try that again. Hopefully this will come in full screen. Nope. It's not. Why are you... All right. Well, I'm sorry about this, folks. I thought that it was going to show the entire thing, but apparently it doesn't want to do that. Anyway. All right. Well, I tried. Dang. Yeah, I know. Technology, right? Anyway. All right. Well, I gave that a try. All right. Let's go ahead and give this other one a try. So our second wonderful, I don't know where it went. Oh, there. Our second wonderful. Okay. Our second wonderful submission has to deal with Coco. Now, Coco writes and says this. Hi, Rick and the Whiskey Warriors. As you may or may not know, our family owns a ranch in northern Wyoming. On the first weekend of June, we head up there to help brand, castrate, and vaccinate. Ooh. There are approximately 360 head of cattle, and we do the branding in 2 days, the larger herd on Saturday and the smaller herd on Sunday. This year, she said, we have a special needs calf, and her name is Rosie. There's Rosie. She was born with a tumor on her hoof and with deformed female reproductive organs. Due to this, our cousin-in-law has decided to keep her as a pet for the ranch. And she says she can't be hauled in with the herd due to her hoof, so she was brought to the corral ahead of them on a side-by-side, I'm assuming that's a type of trailer, and was the first to get her vaccines. She was not branded, and she is a sweetheart, she says. So here is pictures of her hoof, and watching her family being herded to the corral. Coco says, thanks all. So there's Rosie, and there's her hoof. Let's see if I can get a closer look at that thing. Oh yeah, it is deformed. See, you can tell the difference between the two hooves. You got the bad hoof on the left hand side, and a normal cow hoof on the right. Cows they have that split in them, like what do you call it? Deer and stuff do. So there's the hoof, and then there's the rest of the family coming in, and there is the UTV. Yeah. The UTV, so that's the side-by-side that she was talking about. She was brought on that UTV, utility all-terrain vehicle. So there you go. And as you can see in Wyoming, There's a lot of grass. Not a lot of trees there, folks. In fact, there's not any trees. I've driven through Wyoming on the way to Colorado once, and man, let me tell you, there is literally nothing. There's nothing to block the wind. There's no trees. There's no nothing. I don't even understand where you guys get your wood for. If you have a wood stove in Wyoming, I don't know where you guys get your wood from, but there's areas in Wyoming that are like completely barren of anything other than grass. Anyway. Oh, according to Coco, she says that they could actually see Devil's Tower from there. So anyway. All right. So that is tonight's double feature of Pet of the Week. Do me a favor, if you have a pet that you would like featured on the program, all you need to do is get your pictures of your pet, some kind of story or whatever to go along with it, and email it off to me. Send it off to fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. That's fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. And tell me it's your pet of the week, and I'll get it featured on the Wednesday night broadcast. That is it for me for this evening. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, head on over to rumble.com, get yourself an account. It is free. And once you are signed up and signed in, make sure that you search up the American Perspective channel and hit that green follow button to get notified every time that I go live. Also, too, don't forget on your way out to give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or in the case of 3 Chevy, a thumb sideways or maybe at an angle across all my platforms like X, YouTube, Facebook, and of course the aforementioned Rumble. I am forgetting everything right now. We'll see you tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on American Perspective. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night, everybody.